Hello, Candace. I'm very glad to see you here today.
Hello, Professor Eric. I came early today to discuss with you teaching strategies, in particular about demonstration, as that is the topic that I choose to present for my project.
Well, Candace, when it comes to selecting a teaching method and style, an instructor needs to analyze the following questions. When is the best time to give a lecture? When do we expect students to build their knowledge through a discussion? When is field-based or experimental learning appropriate? Once these questions have been answered, and the objectives and learning sequence have been decided, the instructors can turn their attention to selecting the method. If you haven't already done so, I would recommend you use the textbook, Planning Instruction for Adult Learners, by Patricia Cranton.
Thank you, Professor. That is one of the books I used. As a matter of fact, according to Patricia Cranton in her second edition book, she states that demonstrations are used in a variety of contexts. A concept, the application of a concept or a psychomotor skill, can be illustrated in a demonstration by the instructor or by the student. At the higher levels of the cognitive domain, an instructor can solve mathematical problems on the whiteboard, or navigate the internet while students pay close attention and watch. In the psychomotor domain, the instructor may demonstrate a clinical skill, or illustrate the correct grip on a piece of equipment that the students are unfamiliar with.
You have to remember that demonstrations are almost always used in conjunction with other methods, such as lectures and questioning techniques. A lecture may introduce the demonstration or carry on during the activity. Demonstration should be followed by an experimental method in which the learners practice the skill or procedure.
I also found out that the demonstration steps give trainees the opportunity to see and hear the details related to the skill being taught. Those details include the necessary background knowledge, the steps or procedure, and the safety precautions. I now know that demonstrations are an integral part of instructional techniques, and they work the best when the course material requires the students to participate in active learning of a specific skill. In my presentation, I would like to use CPR as an example. The instructor uses a lecture to introduce the demonstration. Following the lecture, the instructor proceeds to demonstrate the skill in a step-by-step procedure. The instructor demonstrates the skill 3 times. The first demo is done at full speed to show the students the sense of urgency required when performing CPR. The second demo breaks it down into steps and explains every one of them, allowing the instructor to clarify any difficult points, or to reinforce certain tips or clues to help the students remember the skill, and also allows the students to ask questions. The third demo is presented at full speed again to tie the skills together and give the students a clear picture.
Candace, you have to take the following into account. The limitations of this strategy are that if the instructor needs to present the demonstration to a large group of students, they might not be able to see because of the size of the equipment. Another limitation is that it is a passive strategy, where if the students don't practice it, it will not benefit them. The advantages of the strategy are that students can follow an experimental method that allows them to practice a new skill or procedure. It also allows the students to do hands-on practice that reinforces the learning process. A very important fact is that a poor demonstration from the instructor can damage the credibility of the material, and the students can lose motivation.
That is why the role of an educator is so important, as they can model more than just the skill being taught. The demonstration should reveal the instructor's own enthusiasm and interest in the subject. Demonstrations can also model professionalism, critical thinking, and values. On the other hand, the role of the learner is to observe carefully the correct procedure during the demo. After the demonstration is over, they can go on their own and practice the steps that were shown.
You need to know that you might encounter different implications, such as dealing with ethical, cultural, and gender issues. The instructor needs to explain and reinforce the idea behind a demonstration. It involves the participation of the students, where learning is facilitated by involvement, cooperation, and collaboration by all. With a demonstration, many students who do not speak the language can actually see and hear the details related to the skill being taught.
I think in conclusion, Professor Eric, I would like to say that the demonstration method can be used in a variety of contexts. It allows the instructor to present in a step-by-step procedure, a job or a task using the exact physical procedures, where students learn from seeing and doing. Thank you very much, Professor. I really appreciate your time.
You're welcome, Candace. I hope the information that I provided you was useful. Don't forget to reference other textbooks.
Thanks, Professor. I have used the following textbooks as reference so far. Student Engagement Techniques by Elizabeth Barkley. Planning Instruction for Adult Learners by Patricia Cranton. The Modern Practice of Adult Education by Malcolm Knowles. Occupational First Aid Instructor Reference Guide by the Workers' Compensation Board. And Google Demonstration Methods. Thank you again and see you in class.